Carnival is a holiday celebrated in many different countries across the world, with each country celebrating it with unique traditions. Malta is no different, with the Maltese Carnival having its own unique and colourful traditions and festivities. The name Carnival, or in Maltese Karnival, originates from the Italian phrase carnevale, meaning meat is allowed, as the holiday is a period of foolishness, colour and noise before the Catholic period of Lent, which notably doesn't permit the consumption of meat. The origins of the holiday itself stretch as early as the Roman holiday of Saturnalia, where rules were ignored in favour of partying, fooling around, dressing up, and excess in things such as food. Certain traditions have still left an influence on the more modern tradition of carnival, such as the king being replaced by someone else for the day, which nowadays happens through the election of a king of carnival. Although today, the king of carnival does not have the same power that they once did back in the day. In Malta, the holiday has origins from as early as the 1400s and was encouraged by the Order of St. John, often referred to as Il Cavalieri in Malta. One particular tradition that originated from this era was Il-Parata, a reenactment of the Battle of the Knights against the Ottomans during the Great Siege in 1565, known as l'Assedio il-Kbir in Malta. This tradition was taken very seriously during the era of the Knights, and people would wait outside the Grand Master's palace for their permission to start the carnival off, which would always begin with Il Parata. This performance was eagerly awaited, as the rule was no parata, no carnival. Nowadays, although the parata has lost the importance it had under the rule of the Grand Masters, it still takes place yearly, usually as a dance performed by children. Another carnival tradition that originated from this time were carnival floats, referred to in Maltese as carriet. During the era of the Knights, these floats were boats which were decorated to fit the occasion. Nowadays, these floats are typically constructed of papier-mâché, built over a metal and wood frame. The Knights also started the carnival tradition of Il-Kukkanja, a game involving various meats and livestock which are tied to a pole. People would be given a signal, upon which they would rush in and attack the pole, stealing its contents in the process. Those who managed to get out of the crowd with the meat got to keep it. The tradition died off at the end of the rule of the Knights. Attempts were made to bring it back in the mid-1900s, the 90s, and in 2009 and 2010, although these attempts never caught on long term. Despite its lack of popularity in Malta, the tradition still lives on in the Gosden Carnival. During the rule of the British Empire between 1800 and 1964, carnival was less incentivized, and certain elements such as the satire of political figures and making fun of the government's decisions were made illegal, as this often led to tension between the Maltese and the British. These traditions did not return to the carnival festivities until 2014. Another tradition that returned in 2014 was Il-Qarcilla, a satirical performance of a wedding where a man dressed as a notary would read out a marriage contract in rhyming verse full of witty remarks which were often rude or vulgar in nature. This tradition started in 1760 and was written by the poet Felice de Marco. In 2014, the Qarcilla was written by the author and poet Trevor Zara. Gozo also has its own carnival traditions, most notably the spontaneous carnival in Nadur. Traditionally, the costumes worn during the spontaneous carnival would be made of materials found at home, rather than being bought or pre-made. Certain traditional Maltese sweets are also associated with carnival, the Prinjolata being the most notable. The Prinjolata is a cake made mainly from biscuits, sugar, milk, pine nuts and cherries, and often iced with meringue and decorated with cherries and pine nuts. Another traditional sweet is Perlini, which are sugar-coated almonds, often in a variety of colors. In the past, these used to be thrown off of carnival floats towards spectators for them to catch. Although the modern carnival is different from the carnival of the past, the spirit of the holiday still lives on, and new cultural elements are being formed, such as the carnival anthem, or Innu Karnival in Maltese, which was written by Johnny Catania and composed by Jimmy Dowling. This song is nowadays played every year, becoming a modern Maltese tradition.